the scent of you was even disgusting.
What did I do?
Hi, guys.
Hi.
How are you? We're fine.
Are you old yet?
We are, apparently. Don't ask any of my 5th graders, because I'm their grandparents, essentially. I don't even know why. Like, the comments the kids make anymore, like, they don't bother me. They don't really hurt. But when you're like, I don't know why, but when you're young as a teacher, like fresh out of college, and they make comments like that, it like cuts so deep, because you're like, I'm just like you. You're just like me. Like, you're still a baby, and they don't see you that way. They're like, you're as old as my mom. But I mean, now we've actually officially reached the age where kids think we're elderly, even though we're not.
Yeah, but like older people still think we're young. So we're in this weird like in between.
Yeah.
We're in the
And we're past the quarter life crisis stage.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we can't even claim that.
we're in age limbo.
I feel like we've had to do a lot of growing up this year, especially.
Wow, what a sagoo.
What a sagoo. The best sagoo.
We've done so much growing up.
We have. We've
I've
done
gone
so much growing
from
up.
31 to 31 and a half. A lot of aging has happened over the past 6 months. And now my back hurts 6 months more worth of pain than when I first turned 31. So,
Well, yeah, I feel that. I feel that on a whole nother level. I feel that.
oh, that's good.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever had so much back pain in my life. I feel elderly. I really do.
Should I get your walker?
Yeah. Seriously. Oh my gosh. It like we just got to spill it, cuz I want to tell all the things and I can't tell anything until we just spill the beans.
Then spill the beans.
So, if you guys have been around for a minute, our podcast hasn't even really been around for a minute, but we did an episode a while back where we talked about Bumblebee, who was our baby that we lost by miscarriage back in October. And right now, as we're filming this episode, it is currently mid-March. And then when we talked about our trip to DC, that trip was kind of like a little like turning point for us, because when we got home from DC, I kind of just had a feeling, and I took a test, and we're having a baby.
Yay! Streamers!
Yay! But we've been waiting to tell you guys, because I wanted to, like, there's so much to be said about just like anxiety that goes along with like pregnancy in general. And like that itself is a thing. But then like I feel like there's also another whole aspect to being pregnant after going through a miscarriage that just like heightens that anxiety also. So for the first obviously the first trimester, we were kind of just keeping it hush hush. Like, we told our family and like a few close friends, but we really like just recently started telling people around us that like aren't in our direct circle. So it's been one of the like most exciting, most scary, most alone times of our life, because like we want to celebrate it, but like we couldn't tell anybody yet.
Yeah, it had this air of like, okay, we gotta like really make sure this time.
Yeah, and that's not necessarily true. Like, I know of many people who like share their journey and share it throughout the whole pregnancy, come what may. But me personally, I almost felt like I didn't want to jinx it. Like, I didn't want like to share the news and then have to rescind it, and that just would have broken me. So, we waited, and you're never like, I hate the term people use for like when you get out of the first trimester, they're like, oh, you're out of the woods. And it's like, no, you're never truly out of the woods.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because, things could happen at any point, but it feels safer at this point that we could at least share it and talk about it now.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, we're excited to share that news with you guys. And I'm I'm gonna be exactly 4 months on Sunday. So we're
Almost to the
almost
halfway point.
halfway.
Yep.
Almost halfway. And that makes sense to why I was saying all that stuff about not moving as fast and being tired and having back pain. Because, man, there are so many things about being pregnant that I totally thought wouldn't even hit until like the second or third trimester, like later
Mm-hmm.
in the pregnancy. And like the back pain was one of them. I was like, oh, yeah, back pain because you're basically carrying a watermelon for like ever.
Yeah.
No, it's always and forever. And like it starts really early. I've had back pain for how long now?
Since day one.
But like I think it really started like amping up towards like week like 8 to 10, like somewhere around there.
I don't know. I was gonna say I think it's ramping up more now because you woke up in the middle of the night last night and you were just like, my back.
No, but for real, like if I like lay weird or if like, and it's not even just like laying on my side or anything that hurts, but if I just lay down, I cannot physically, like before I could just like pick up my body and like move it,
Yeah.
like scooch on the bed. Now it's like a whole ordeal, like moving on the bed, like our light in our bedroom randomly turns on
The
and
ghost light.
it's the ghost light.
I don't
So
know what it is.
in the middle of the night, I have to reach for the remote
Mhm.
to the fan to shut it off. And it was just out of reach. And I was like, oh
Yeah, you
no.
rolled over.
I know. I was like, I was like, ow. Like,
You woke me up.
it
I was
hurt.
asleep.
I'm sorry.
No, it's fine.
No, but it's like those things that you don't realize happen very early. Or like having to pee a lot. Like I thought that didn't happen till later either.
Mm-hmm.
But it all like, I guess, and I'm not a doctor, so don't take my medical, assumptions as fact.
You're not a doctor.
I'm not.
Why do you have a stethoscope?
I don't. But like, I guess, so just a couple things I looked up, maybe it was wrong, but the back pain is because like when your body is like expanding to accommodate like a baby, it's pressing on like the nerves and stuff in your back.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So that makes sense. And then like the peeing a lot, like, yeah, they're sitting on your bladder, but they're not very big yet.
Mm-hmm.
And it's because of like the hormones in your body.
That makes sense.
Right. I've learned so much.
I thought it was the baby just using your bladder as a speed bag.
No, that's later on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's
Gotcha.
later. But it's been crazy. It's been great and crazy at the same time.
How's the morning sickness?
That was freaking terrible. Oh my God.
Really, when it first hit you, it really wasn't morning sickness. It was more just sickness.
Yeah, it was just 24-hour flu every day of the year.
The troubles.
The troubles. I'm not kidding you guys. Like the week before it hit, because like my mom kept asking me, she's like, how you feel? You feel okay? And I was like, yeah, I feel great. I'm like,
yeah, I remember that
good.
because we told our family back in December and we had a wedding the Saturday after Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember going to that wedding and your mom asking, either when we got back or like before we left, she's like, are you feeling fine? And you're like, yeah, I feel great. I'm nothing wrong. That Sunday.
No, it was the next day.
Yeah, Sunday. Sunday follows Saturday.
Oh. No, I didn't think it was that same week, but
No, it was.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because
that's
you were
the other
still
thing.
off.
Pregnancy brain is so real. But anyway,
I was gonna say because you were still off, and that was the last week you were off.
You're right.
And Sunday, it was just like death took over you.
Oh my
You're
God.
like,
I woke up at 5 a.m. and I laid in the bathroom next to the toilet for like 3 hours in the morning while Jordan was still asleep. I just like, I just couldn't stop throwing up. It was constant.
Mhm.
I was like, I'm gonna have to go to the hospital. I'm like, I can't eat anything. I can't drink anything. I was crying the whole time. I was like, how do women do this more than once? I'm like, this is enough for me. I love my baby, but I am good. Like, I am good. This is a one-time thing. Like, I was hysterical
No,
because I just
I just
couldn't
felt
stop.
so bad. And then the one I was like, I don't know what to do anymore because you were so sick and you were getting that heightened sense of smell.
Oh my god. At
And
one point, the scent of you was even disgusting.
what did
Like,
I do? I
you
get a
didn't
shower
do
every day.
no, but it's a real thing.
Yeah.
Like, you didn't do anything. Like, you weren't not showering or putting on cologne or anything. Like, you were doing your normal routine like usual. And
Yeah.
you like Jordan usually smells really good and has like he always wears cologne I like, and he always like just smells good. But like a few times you would come up close and like give me a kiss, and I would have to get away from you so fast because it was the smell of your skin. Like I could smell your organ.
I
Like
don't know what to do, guys.
it's not anymore. Like that part went away, but like I could smell the dogs from like a mile away. I could smell you from a mile away. The kitchen, like don't even bother going near the kitchen.
I'm gonna call you the nose.
I was the nose. The nose knows.
Oh my god.
Because it was a rough time, guys. I was sick constantly for like the whole last week of my winter break and then the whole first week going back to school
Mhm.
until I finally got on medicine. Obviously check with your doctor. I'm not telling you to take medicine. Don't take my medical advice. However, if you are pregnant and also going through the troubles of morning sickness, I urge you to ask your doctor if you are allowed to take B6 and Unisom because it is a miracle worker. Like, I'm not kidding you. They like my doctor put me on 3 like doses a day of Unisom, like a half a pill of Unisom and then like a B6 tablet, like a 25 milligram tablet, and it changed my world.
I do feel bad. I was talking to a coworker about it,
Mhm.
and he was like, "Oh yeah, they told my wife to take that when she was pregnant, but her body was too sensitive to I
Oh
think the
no.
Unisom, and she would have like hallucinations and sleep paralysis really bad because it's a sleep aid,
Oh
and her
geez.
body was just too sensitive to the Unisom, or the Unisom was too much for her body, and, like, yeah, you can't take that. So, luckily, because of that, like, the insurance company finally accepted, like, Zofran or whatever they
Yeah,
prescribe for that.
mine they
So
wouldn't
that
they
ha
wouldn't accept mine.
yeah, so because of that, they were like, "Yeah, we'll accept, like, the prescription for Zofran and, like, pay for it and everything." But
Oh, that
she was like
sucks.
he was like, "Yeah, the Unisom was just too much for her."
Dude, I felt like I was like I was stocking up. I like
Mhm.
bought like 3 whole bottles of B6. Unisom, like these you can't use the gels because you
Yeah, you
have
have
to
to use
cut the
the
tabs
mhm.
in half. So you have to use like the powder tabs. And I kid you not, I felt like I was like, this is the most desperate I've ever been to find a
Yeah,
medication in my life. I called like 4 different pharmacies, no one had it, and then finally like Giant Eagle had it.
yeah.
So I I got on the phone with this pharmacist and I was like, "I'll be there after work. Please hold it for me." And she's like, "I'll put your name on it." I was like, "Thank you." I'm like crying on
I
the phone.
Even to because we went and we had to get another bottle of it for you. Even now with, you being 4 months pregnant, there's no Unisom. I got you the last bottle. I don't
I
know if
buy it
everybody in
before I need it because I know I'm gonna run out.
well, I was gonna say as I don't know if everybody in our area is either pregnant or just can't sleep.
I think
It's
that's it.
one of the 2
There's something in
things.
the water.
No, I don't know. I'm
But it's serious. Like, okay, so then like a week ago, I started feeling better. Like I realized that I wasn't really getting sick. I was only like throwing up when I would take my pill wrong
yeah.
and it would make me like
But
gag
you
and I would throw
also
it up. I listen,
take
I take pills
pills
weird. I
the
know this.
weirdest way.
I know this. Okay? I tried taking it the way you take it. I can't do
You
it.
just put the pill in your mouth, and then you drink water,
No.
and it just goes to where it needs to go.
It gets stuck to my mouth or my
I have been
tongue.
taking medicine since I was a little lad,
I know.
and Never
I
in
just
my
do it the
life have
opposite. I
I
put the
had
water
this
in my
idea
mouth.
of drinking water, tilting your head all the way back so it creates like a little pool,
Yeah.
dropping the pill in the pool, and then drinking the water.
I don't know about you, but that's
It's asinine.
the superior way to take
It is
pills.
not. It's so weird.
I know, but it's the only way I can do it. I'm weird, okay? I'm sorry. But
I mean, I don't
I
care as
was
long as the
taking it.
medicine's taken. It's just weird.
I was taking it, and like when I would, I don't know, it would like hit my gag reflex and make me throw up. So then I was like, oh, I'll just take it the moment I wake up, so that if I do throw up, I'm not messing up my makeup. I'm like, okay, I can go get ready for work, and my day is set.
Mhm.
And I tried going without it for a day because I was like, I'm feeling better. Like, I'm not getting sick. I'm not nauseous. Like, we're into the second trimester, so I think maybe it's getting better. I stopped taking it for one day. That first day, I felt okay. And then the second day hit. And I don't know if it was also a combination of just not getting enough sleep that night because I didn't take the Unisom, but
Well, I was
I
thinking
did
about
not
that.
feel good.
I was like, oh man, it's gonna be rough after the pregnancy because your body's
Dude,
so
my
accustomed to the
body is so
Unisom.
used to Unisom right now. That's the
Yeah,
only way I can fall asleep, which is a problem.
yeah.
But
And
that's a problem for future Lauren.
you already struggled going to sleep beforehand.
Well, that's the ADHD. So, I mean, but like I asked the doctor and he said like you're able to take it though it doesn't
Yeah.
affect anything. You could take it the whole time cuz I literally after it stopped me from getting sick, I started researching like crazy cuz I was like why don't more people know about this? I'm like is this a commonly known thing or is this some like mystery combination that not a lot of people know about? Cuz I see like horror stories of other women who just go through like hyperemesis and like just are constantly sick through their entire pregnancy. And I'm like, have you tried B6 and Unisom? Like, worked wonders for me. I'm like,
I just want to
but it doesn't
say
work for everybody.
hyperemesis is such a pretty word for just
Such a
throwing up a
nasty,
lot.
yeah,
Yeah.
it is. Well, the whole thing is hyperemesis gravidarum. Like, it just sounds cool, but
It
it's not.
sounds like
It's not
so
cool.
put together, so professional, and it just means throwing up a lot.
Yeah, it's oh my god. But that was honestly the worst part.
Mhm.
And then like once I started getting on the medicine, I felt way better and I was like back to normal life.
Yep.
But the funny part was like cuz you get aversions, like but way before you get any kind of cravings and anything like that, you get aversions to different foods.
Oh
Like
my god.
things just gross you out or make you want to vom and it's just awful.
Can I just tell mine?
Sure.
I was gonna say, you can tell whichever one you want first.
That
You
was the
just
one I was gonna tell, so you go
Oh,
for it. No,
okay.
go for it.
I was gonna say, I was like, tell yours, but okay.
Because this was still at the point where I wasn't on the medicine yet, and I was just trying to suffer through eating
Just
anything at all.
yeah, so you were eating just whatever would just
I
stay down.
I survived off Sprite and nibbling Ritz crackers
And
and
the one
a
day you decide
Cheerio.
yeah, and the one day you decided, "Oh, I'm gonna venture out. I'm gonna add some new foods
Well,
because I'm
because
feeling a little better."
when you're, like, sick like that, they recommend it's called, like, the brat diet, and
Mhm.
it's, like, bananas, rice, applesauce, and toast.
Yeah.
So, I said, "Can you cut up a banana for me?"
Yes.
So he cuts up a banana. I'm
Cut
sitting at the counter.
I cut up the banana. Your I forget if you were in the pantry or at the table.
I was sitting at the counter, and then I
Yeah.
was like, "Maybe I'll try to eat something with the banana."
Yeah. So you're like, "Can you put peanut butter on toast?"
No, just on the plate. I was just gonna dip the banana
Oh, okay.
in the peanut
It was just
butter.
peanut butter on a plate. Man, really? Wow, we were that desperate. Okay.
Mhm.
Put peanut butter on a plate. You go to eat the peanut butter, immediately just rejected from the body.
Just the smell.
Yeah.
I didn't even put it in my mouth. I literally smelled the peanut butter. I started
And
crying.
you were just like, "I don't like peanut butter anymore."
Because I love peanut butter, and that's my, like, one of my staple breakfast things is, like, a bagel with peanut butter, or, like, sometimes I'll make multigrain waffles, and I'll put some peanut butter on them or Nutella on them, and I'll just eat it like a sandwich.
Mhm.
But I didn't like the smell of peanut butter. It was disgusting. But now, like, thank God I'm over that.
Yep.
I can eat peanut butter again. One thing I'm still terrified to eat is pasta. Because pasta,
You have tried it and it has worked.
no, I took one bite. That does not count.
That counts. That
No,
counts.
because pasta, like, pasta going in is not the same as pasta coming out. It's not. And, like, I'm sorry. I am, like, scarred for life until, I don't know when I'm gonna get brave and try it again, but, like, not for a long time. I try, like, at first, because that's the thing, is, like,
Lunch and
I was
rigatonis.
craving
Yeah.
I was craving mac and cheese. Like, I wanted mac and cheese so bad. And when I was eating the mac and cheese, like, it didn't really taste all that great, but, like, it
Mhm.
wasn't terrible. And then, like, it
Because you
would be
eat Bonza. Bonza's terrible.
no, but even without the Bonza, like, just any mac and cheese, it's a noodle. But I ate the mac and cheese, and then, like, immediately after that, just right back out, like, completely whole, right back out.
I think it was in the sink too, and I just
It
was
was
looking. I was like, "Oh,
awful.
that's gonna be fun for the garbage disposal."
And then same thing with at work. I felt bad because I brought, like, I had made, like, a spinach and, like, sausage
Yeah.
pasta a couple days before, and I brought some for leftovers at work. And, like, Casey, my co-teacher, and I, like, she knew at the time already. But I told her, I was like, "I'm sorry if I throw up in front of you. I can't help it. I'm like, I
Mhm.
will try to make it to the bathroom. If I don't, I apologize." And she's like, "It's fine. Like,
Yeah.
it's not gonna bother me. You're okay." So I go to eat my lunch, and I was, like, so hungry. I ate the lunch. It's amazing. It tastes great. And then just, like, you get this feeling, and you're just like, and I just turned around into the trash and just right back out. I was like, "Well, here's my lunch." I'm like, it was that, listen, it's, we can laugh about it now
Mhm.
because we're out of that point.
Yeah.
But when you're in it, man, you're in it. And
You're in the trenches.
you're in the trenches. Like, we can talk about it now because it's over. But
I did like the time you were on your way down to that conference in Columbus back in February, and
oh
you
my
called me,
God.
and you're like, "I had to throw up in a parking lot in front of people."
Yeah, that's the height of my the height of my life is actually having to throw up in front of people in a parking lot.
Yeah, that poor KFC coming back up. I had the
At least it was in a trash can.
I had the smell.
No, because I mean, I didn't stay there and smell it. That's gross. Oh my
I'm
God.
just saying, like, just have the smell.
Oh my God. But anyway, now we're to the fun part where we get to, like,
Yeah,
pick stuff out and have a fun little gender reveal party for our family.
because we know the gender.
But they
They
don't.
don't, and you don't. So,
But you will eventually.
or you'll never know.
Well, there's that too, if
Yeah.
you don't keep following along.
Yeah. You have to follow along to know.
Or watching my TikToks and stuff. But I I'm excited for that part now.
Yeah.
Like, I'm excited for the fun part of, getting to just, like, plan stuff at this point. I just being overly cautious. I didn't purchase any baby clothes at
Mhm.
all up until literally this week.
Yeah.
I went on Monday, and I don't know why. I think because on Monday I actually told my students at school, and it was so cute. Their reactions were, like, amazing because I thought that 5th graders would be, like, over it, like, it's not fun anymore, or, like, it's not like
Yeah.
like, something that
No.
they would get excited
Well, and
about.
the way you did it was really fun. You did, like, the little, like, mystery with the word scramble.
Yeah, I did a
I
scavenger
also
hunt.
I also think it's funny that the mystery word scramble's first 3
Oh
letters
my
was
God.
ASS.
Guys, I couldn't plan this out if
Oh
I
my
tried.
god. You
I
even
literally
tried to, like,
I
scramble
tried
it
to
because you're like,
avoid it.
"Yes!"
So, my my student teacher helped me come up with the cutest way to tell the kids. She's like, "Why don't you do, like, a scavenger hunt around the room, and you'll put, like, sticky notes with different letters that will spell out, like, a a coded message. I was like, that's a great idea. Let's do that. So we write out all the sticky notes. I come up with all the riddles using like ChatGPT, and we're like ready to go. So we're putting the stuff all around the room, and we weren't putting them in the order that they would like make the message.
Yeah.
We were scrambling it all around. Well, wouldn't you know, as luck would have it, the first 3 letters that the kids found were ASS, and they put it on the board and start laughing. I was like, no. I'm like, these are not together in the message.
And then why did you have them, like, because you filmed it and you had it ASS in a vertical line.
I didn't
Why
put them
did
up
you
there.
not scramble and put the S over there?
Well, we did after it was placed on the board and we realized what it was showing. I looked at Casey. I was like, "What are the odds?" And then one of the kids went up and like moved one of the S's, so it was like sass.
Yeah.
But we were all laughing. I was like, "That is not the word." Like, we were dying.
Letters, man.
But anyway, after that, I was out in like in town, and I stopped at like a baby store and I actually bought like a couple clothes. I haven't purchased anything specific, like tiny baby items, because I think I was just being cautious, and now I feel like I can buy stuff.
Except for our collection of little bluey stuffies that we did buy.
Yeah, but we bought those like way back in like even October. We were buying books and stuff when we were having the first baby. And the second like things that we bought, like we got a couple things off of like MacBids, which is like a website you can almost like eBay.
Yeah.
And they were just like really expensive baby items that we could get really cheap. So we got a couple of those things, but I was like, oh, well, if something happens, we can always sell those. But yeah, and then we did our announcement pictures with our photographer Saturday.
I'm really excited about those. Those are fun.
Yeah. By the time this podcast comes out, you guys will have probably seen it if you follow my TikTok and stuff. But just like getting to the point where we get to tell everyone and be excited and like celebrate it together. And so that was what we wanted to dedicate this episode of the podcast to, because it's just like, it's surreal.
Yeah.
Because like, you know, feeling old, like, is it funny that I still feel like I'm a kid? And I was like, I can't have a kid. I'm a kid. Like,
yeah. Like, okay. Let me ask you. So, physically, like, you feel older and everything, but like mentally, I don't feel like I've changed since like maybe sophomore, junior year of college.
I feel like personality wise and like mentally, I feel like I have like matured and stuff since college and whatnot, just over that like 10-year gap. But in terms of like responsibility, like we're very responsible adults.
Yeah.
But like I don't feel like I should be. I'm like, I'm still a child. Like, who trusted me to pay taxes? Who trusted me to buy a house? Like, who trusted me to purchase a car? Like, all of those things that adults do.
Yeah.
I don't feel like I should know how to do them, you know?
I remember one of the times I felt like that
was... I got a football game tomorrow. I got to cheer.
Like, when we built our house, they gave us the mortgage and they put it in an account.
Yeah.
And it was for the full price of like the home we were building. And I was just like, I shouldn't have that much money. That's not what, like...
No. And
this
like...
is nuts.
Yeah. Like, they were just going to sign away.
Yeah.
You know, hundreds of thousands of dollars for us to build a house.
Yeah. You're just going to let me hold on to that? Like, I feel like you should hold on to that.
Right. It was insane. Like, yeah, there's just so many things that make you feel old, but not mature. I don't know. I don't know what word I'm looking for, but like you just don't feel like you are the age you are.
Yeah.
Which I guess is a good thing.
Yeah.
Like, you know, if I was 30 and felt like I was 85, that'd be bad. But like, well, physically I feel like I'm 85 right now, but like mentally,
old in the bones, young in the spirit.
Young in the spirit.
Yeah.
But like I said, pregnancy brain is a thing. Like, I have been just like
2 + 2
messing stuff up left and right. The other day,
Just ignoring my question.
4. The other day,
I was concerned there. I was like, wait, hold on, wait a minute.
the other day, our 2 friends were over, and obviously there's 2 of us, and I was making dinner, and I was making everyone quesadillas for dinner. And I look around the room, and I went, 1, 2, 3. And I made 3 quesadillas. And so I, went to serve the quesadillas, and they were like, "Where's the 4th quesadilla?" And I'm like, "4? Oh, me." I was like, I didn't count myself. It's just little
You
things.
were just being selfless.
That's right.
Or selfish because you got a slice of everybody's quesadilla. So you could look at it either way.
And I didn't have anything else to make quesadillas with because I had used them all. So they all had to give me a quarter of their quesadilla. So everyone got 3/4 of a quesadilla.
It's the dumbest thing that I have
I know.
ever watched you do. I was because I thought you made a 4th one.
I would like
And
to
then we were
think
like,
I'm
I
very
only made 3.
intelligent, but there are just some times that I go, why?
Man.
Why? Like, what?
Why?
What is my brain right now? Oh my God, just so many instances like that throughout the day. Poor Casey is probably like, "Are you okay?" Like, but talking about this, we got on the subject of talking about things from our childhood that we remembered that were either really great or
Didn't age
stand
well.
the test of time.
Yes.
Yeah, and we thought it would be fun to before we end the episode, just bring up a couple of our favorite memories of toys or things that we had as kids, or maybe some that are not so great memories.
I like that. All right.
All right, so you start us off.
Oh, I'm starting?
What was a toy or something you grew up with that was top tier, something that you remember that you're like, oh, I want to get that for our kid
Okay, so it's nerdy.
if it was still available.
It's nerdy. I think it was from Discovery Kids.
Mm-hmm.
It was a microscope that looked like a Mac computer. It had
That's cool.
the plastic color on the back and everything. And it was this big screen that was you'd slide things underneath it and it would show it up on the screen.
Yeah.
And it's just cool when I think back about it. Cause it was I keep seeing
Is that
videos.
what got you into science?
Oh, absolutely. Cause I forget, I think my mom was on a work trip and she came home with it or something. I can't remember how I got it, but I was obsessed with it. I would pull up carpet just to look at it underneath the telescope. I was destructive around my bedroom because I was like, I want to see what this looks like.
Let's decompose everything in here.
Yeah. But it was, and then when I think back on it too, I kind of miss the chunky design of technology from the early 2000s and then the bright colors. Do you remember
the early Mac or the early Macintosh?
The early Mac computers. Do you remember all the fun colors the little iPod Nanos used to be? They were the bright neon colors.
Yeah.
And I mean, we were stupid kids, so bright colors were just this is fun.
Even just I had an iPod, was it the Nano? The one was skinny.
Yeah, it was the tall, skinny one with the screen. Yeah,
okay. I had
the
an
iPod Nano. I had a bright, burnt orange one, and it was the
mine
coolest
was just
color.
Silver, but I had that thing, and I thought it was the coolest thing ever. And then we were just throwing virus after virus on our parents' computers with LimeWire. Yeah, pirating music as 10-year-olds and 12-year-olds.
You download the Linkin Park album, and it turned out to be porn. That happened a lot with LimeWire.
I never came across that, but
that was constant.
No,
I'll never forget.
I was very lucky. I do, unless I just burned it from my memory. I don't recall ever running across inappropriate things.
I will never forget. I was over my cousin's house and we were downloading. I think this is going to age me. Down with the Sickness from Disturbed, and it was just vile. The video. Because you're sitting there and this was the transition, I think, from when music files started to become MP4s too.
Yeah.
Because videos can be MP4s.
Mm-hmm.
And so can music files. And it was just a video and it was just oh my God.
No.
Yeah. LimeWire was, I shouldn't say great for that because it was definitely scarring as a child.
Well, one of my favorite things as a kid was Did you ever have a Teddy Ruxpin?
No, what's a Teddy
Oh
Ruxpin?
my gosh. So, like, you know how kids these days have, like, Tonys, which is, like, that little box
Oh, yeah,
with,
yeah.
like, the
That you
characters they
put
set on top and they tell
all the
stories or
Disney yeah.
sing. Okay, so Teddy Ruxpin was like that, but it was legit a robot teddy bear that was, like, you had a robot on the inside, but it was, like, soft, like a plushie,
Yeah.
and then you would flip up, like, the back of his shirt, and it came with these little cartridges.
It's a little weird.
Well, no, it was just like the back of the
Yeah.
back of the bear, but you would put the little cartridge in, and then it came with books,
Yeah.
and his mouth would move, and he would read the books to you, and they would have sound effects, and they
Oh,
would have
that's cool.
yeah, it was, like, my favorite thing as a kid, and then Teddy's mouth broke, so he stopped like, he would still read the story, but it was just like, the whole
That's a
time.
little creepy.
But I think my mom still has him.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I was like, I kinda wanna go see if we could get it back because I would still use that
I wonder
thing.
if we could fix his mouth too, because that is cool. That's
Like
so cool.
yeah, or even just, like, shut it.
Yeah.
Just so he doesn't just have his
We're
jaw
just
on the floor.
I feel bad, Teddy, but we're just gonna sew that shut.
We're just gonna hot glue but that was one of my favorite toys. I feel like I used that over and over and
Mhm.
over again. That and, like, the Sega. What was the Sega thing I had?
Sega Dreamcast?
Was that the laptop looking thing?
Oh, no,
That wa
what was
Oh, I
that?
forget the name of it, but it was like it was a Sega, like, game system, and you had to plug, like, 3 wires into your TV,
Yeah.
and
Well,
then
that was the RGB or the
well,
R
right.
or red, green or not red, green. Oh my gosh, it was
Whatever the
red,
video cables
yellow.
were whatever.
Yeah.
But, like, you had to plug the cables into your TV, and then it came with, like, little, like, books as games, and you would stick the book cartridge in, and then it almost, like, folded up like a laptop, and it had, like, 4 buttons and then a big red button, and then, like, a little scribble pad in the middle, and you would follow the game on your TV, and they were just a bunch of little mini games that went with, like,
Huh.
stories and stuff, but, like, those were my, like, 2 that I distinctly remember from when I was little. I would come home from school and just go play Sega. And then what was, like, a toy that you look back on and you're like, "Hmm, like, that's questionable." Or maybe not even just questionable, but, like, something that you look back on and you're like, "Dang, we really coulda hurt ourselves," or, like, because I think of, like
You go first with
do you
this one,
remember, like,
'cause
the big collapsible tube? Like, the springy tube that you could literally, like
oh, yes,
okay,
yep.
and it was just like a tunnel that
Yeah.
you would crawl you
Yeah,
were
you
supposed to
crawl through
crawl
yeah,
through
it was
it.
like it was the not canvas, but like that, like,
Yeah.
canvasy type material,
Yeah,
yeah.
and then it was just like a giant slinky. So, like, what we would do is we would take the tube and we would start it at the top of a staircase and
Yeah.
then put the tube going down the stairs like a big slide,
Yeah.
and, like, one person would stand at the top of the
Oh
stairs
my
and
gosh.
hold up the tube or, like, anchor it down with something,
Yeah.
and then another person would slide down the tube. Well, as you're sliding down the staircase of this tube
I'm assuming you're hitting the steps?
no, not even the steps, the wiring in the tube.
Oh
Your
god.
butt is just getting, like, grazed by wires the whole time you're going down. But it's like, those are the things that I remember as a kid that I laugh at now, but I'm like, "Dang, like, these kids' toys today,
Okay,
there's no way."
it wasn't a toy,
I wonder if they still make that.
but it was a game.
Okay.
I'll never forget. Do you remember Red Rover?
Yeah.
That game
Where they would, like, whip like, you all
Yes!
held hands and would, like, whip
you'd
somebody?
form okay, so I don't know if they still play this, but Red Rover was a game from when we were kids, and I'm like, it went way back, and you'd essentially have a group of 2 people who would all, like, hold
You'd
hands
link
and, like, link
hands.
together and create just a wall of people.
All of
And
children.
then you would go, Red Rover, let someone come over. And that person would then have to run
full
in
speed.
full speed and try and break the chain link of arms.
Such a bad game. Like, such a bad idea.
I'll never forget one time we were like,
Oh.
it was like after like church when I was a kid, and we were in this like big field at my uncle's church, and we were like, I'm talking like maybe 25, 30 yards, so you could get some like speed
Oh, God.
doing this. And they called me, so I go, and I run, and, like, I try to break the thing, and I clothesline myself, my feet go up, I land on my back.
Oh,
Man, when I look back on that game, I'm like, I'm surprised more kids didn't get hurt playing this stupid game.
some of the games. So, like, in my neighborhood growing up, a lot of the
Yeah.
kids were the same age. So we would always, like, you would be out until it was dark
Yeah.
and you'd go home and, but we would play all these games outside. And one of my favorite games we played was Ghost in the Graveyard. Did you guys ever play
Oh,
that?
yeah, yep.
It was essentially like hide and seek, but like one person was the ghost.
Okay.
And, like, they would go stand somewhere, everyone else had to hide, and then you had to try and get back to, like, base, wherever base was, without getting caught by the ghost. If the ghost caught you, then you're both ghosts, and you had to find everybody.
Yeah.
So, like, we played that, and then, like, Scary Carrie. Do you remember Scary Carrie?
I don't think I've ever played Scary Carrie.
It was just, like, I think a game where you would, like, cover your eyes, and they had to, like, you had to try and get past them or something
Yeah.
without them touching you. Like, just games we would play outside, but I don't see, like, I actually teach my 5th graders some games because I'm like, "Guys, you don't play outdoors enough." Like, I was still 12 years old running around playing Ghost in the Graveyard. Like, I was not playing Call of Duty at that point. But I taught my 5th graders, like, ships and sailors. I taught them, I wanna teach them dog catcher. Did you ever play dog catcher?
I did. I've played that one, yep.
Yeah, I wanna, like, those are the things, like, I remember from my childhood that were so fun, and, like, that's kinda, like, I'm glad that, like, in the neighborhood we live in, there are a lot of, like, younger
Mhm.
kids, because then at least our kid will have somebody to play with, like, have friends in the neighborhood, and, like, maybe they'll have the same kind of memories that we had. So, that's kinda just my hope for
I
that.
think the only other thing when I look back on it, I was like, "Wow, why would you let us have these?" was paintball guns.
Oh my god, that was awful.
I have owned a paintball gun because they used to be really popular. They're not so much popular anymore, now it's more airsoft, but still same premise and everything, but, like,
Still painful, isn't it?
uh,
Airsoft still hurts.
I mean, yeah, but it's fun. Like, I had so much fun. I owned a paintball gun from probably I was, like, 13, 14 was when I got my first paintball gun,
Mhm.
and, like, I played up until, like, college. And that is, like when I think about that, it's like, whose idea was it to give just dumb teenage boys a bunch of, like, makeshift guns that shoot balls of paint at high speeds with very little protection?
Yeah, not a great idea.
No, it was so much fun. Definitely worth it. Would do it again.
Not with our kid, you're
Oh,
not.
yes, I will get them a paintball gun.
Well,
Absolutely.
let us know what some of your favorite, like, childhood games or toys were when you were a kid. Maybe, maybe yours were some of ours,
Yeah.
or maybe there's something completely different. But I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I know it was kind of like a little bit more of us talking about us, but I appreciate that you guys are here for,
Well,
like,
it was a
this.
big announcement,
It
so
is.
yeah.
I appreciate that you guys are here for this kind of journey that we're on, and um yeah, we're just really grateful, and we are just going to continue to hope and pray that everything goes smoothly, and we would appreciate any good vibes you could send our way so that we could continue on and have everything go well. But yeah, let us know how this episode was. If you want to hear more about our journey through pregnancy and just, like, the beginning stages of parenthood and things like that. Or if that's not something that you want to hear about and you want us to just stick to telling some fun stories and historical adventures, then we can
Playing
do
some
that
games,
too.
escaping some wombs.
Yeah, and fighting some landlords, we can absolutely do that. But you could let us know on TikTok and Instagram at Human Content Pods, or you can email us directly at hello@wearefinepod.com.
And if you want to catch out the visual effects, the full show, eyeball-wise, you can go to Mrs. Woolley and Fifth. What are you laughing about? Mrs. Woolley and Fifth at YouTube. What are you laughing about?
The whole show eyeball-wise.
Yeah, I like that. Check it out with your eyeballs.
Guests
Put
in
some
your ears
peepers on
and
it.
guests in your eyes.
Put some peepers on it. There you go.
And you can also see it on Spotify now.
That is true. Spotify has a visual element.
So Spotify and YouTube, you can look at our gorgeous little faces.
Maybe yours, not mine.
Oh, I think your face is gorgeous.
Real werewolfy.
Oh my gosh. Well, we're your hosts, Lauran and Jordan Woolley.
This show
Did you say werewolfy?
Yeah, I haven't gotten a haircut in probably 2.5 months, and I'm just debating on letting
you're not
it
at
go.
werewolf yet. No, you're not letting it. You do this every time. You debate letting it go. I say, no, you're going to hate it. You do it anyway. You hate it, and then you cut it off. So
yeah,
no.
I haven't done this cycle in a while.
No,
so
I
it's
don't
about
want to do
time.
the cycle anymore.
And I think our executive producers would agree with me, Lauran and Jordan Woolley,
Lauran does not.
Aaron Corney, Rob Goldman, and Shanti Brooke.
Our editor is Andrew Sims.
Our engineer is Jason Portizo.
And our music is by Omer Benzvi.
Give me that copy, because I'm going to read it.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Sir.
If you want to learn about our program disclaimers and ethics policies and submission, verification, and licensing terms, go to wearefinepod.com or reach out to us at hello. Nope. Or reach out to us at hello@wearefinepod.com with any questions or concerns. Because you probably have a lot.
Or suggestions.
Or anything, really. If you want to send me a picture of your cat, please. I would love to see your cat.
Sure.
I love cats.
I like dogs
You won't
better.
let me have a pet cat. It
I'm
makes me
allergic.
sad. I know.
We Are Fine as a human content production. Hey, you.
Hey.
I love that shirt you're wearing.
And you know what would go great with that shirt?
What?
A nice big virtual hug. And you can get that by hitting some of these buttons down here. Subscribe, like, comment. We'll give you a big old virtual hug.
Thank you so much for listening, and we will see you guys next Wednesday.
Bye.
Bye.